接切那也把也接我
他그래. 야, 다잖아.
Next is the mandala offering.
다다 주시야.
So let's
주두개.
finish here with the prayers.
야, 다들이. 아니.
So today,
산재기 때문에 루루 옆에 그게 다 쉐바. 치지 말로 버튼
in general,
장고라면 송가버시.
Rinpoche,
다들이
Tsongkhapa,
지시. 간단감주 산단남주 용자.
it is the commemoration of the death anniversary of the Master Tsongkhapa, who was the foremost commentator on the most essential teaching of the Buddha.
tushi.
So God and Rinpoche just offered kata and mandala.
상제진 미대비와예 로그 남다신 제와의 조의 정아 준비자의 내 샘제 등의 다지 개와 제와 삼이소 지den제 주주를 지 예담원고르나 맨달라관 나나야 미
야, 다들이
So today,
야마도 봐 루치지 그게 간단
at one time, we had the Garden Gamchu, this commemoration of the death anniversary of Master Tsongkhapa in Gandhin. But this time, due to the coronavirus pandemic, we have difficulty traveling. However, it doesn't matter because we can have contact through the internet. And today is the death anniversary of Rinpoche, and we are commemorating him. So the unique feature of Rinpoche is, as it is mentioned in the 100 deities of Master Tsongkhapa, Gandhin, Tushita heaven, in this degenerate age, being learned, well learned, and practicing the Dharma. So his main legacy is that he was greatly learned and then practiced what he had learned, and then whatever he had experienced, which is in accordance with the great scriptures, the treatises, and then that he shared with us. And we are the follower of Master Buddha Shakyamuni in general, and particularly Rinpoche. And Rinpoche and Master Nagarjuna and his disciples. And amongst all the great masters of Tibet, the great learned masters of Tibet, if we compare their writings, Tsongkhapa was someone who focused on the difficult points in his commentary to the Indian treatises. And so we can see that if we read his texts. And with regard to the view of emptiness, Rinpoche wrote the great insight section of Lamrim Chemo, and then the middle insight section in the middling Lamrim, and then commentaries on Mula Madhyamaka Karika and Madhyamaka Avatara, and then the essence of true eloquence. So these 5 treatises that he wrote are very high quality commentaries or explanations of the view of the middle way. And I recite these lines of Madhyamaka Avatara on a daily basis. Madhyamaka Avatara, verse number 34. 35 and 36. And so Rinpoche, in his true eloquence, essence of true eloquence, comments on these verses, saying that if we were to, he mentions the four logical absurdities if we were to accept that things have some kind of objective, independent existence in and of themselves. So Master Nagarjuna's unique position on how things exist is commented very precisely by Master Tsongkhapa. And so we need to remind ourselves of these writings of Master Tsongkhapa. And then and Rinpoche also says that in the beginning I sought much extensive learning. In the middle, all teachings dawned to me as spiritual advice. And in the end, I practice all day and night. All this I dedicate for the spread of the teaching. In his Destiny Fulfilled, the educational song of realization. And the verse that I recited earlier says that in this degenerate age, you became a greatly learned and practiced the Dharma. And then it says you abandoned the 8 worldly Dharmas. But and then in the so with regard to this, Rinpoche, though he was invited by the king of China at that time, he didn't accept the invitation. So that shows his having abandoned this 8 worldly concerns. So we also, as followers of him, must practice this, abandoning the 8 worldly concerns. And so it is very important to pursue the study of the great treatises, and especially the writings of Tsongkhapa, and specifically his works on Madhyamaka view, as I mentioned, the 5 texts. So the purpose of having studying these texts is to integrate these teachings within oneself. One time, one of my root teachers, Tushi Rinpoche, said that the geshes may have a very flowery language when they explain the teachings, but when they were to explain the teachings, they don't really have the practice. So it's important to practice what we teach and study. So as followers of Rinpoche, so we study the 18 volumes of his collected works, and particularly we should study the 5 Madhyamaka texts, as I mentioned. And of course, these texts were written we're using logical approach, and therefore it is very important to do analysis of the text, whatever we study. And so in the Destiny Fulfilled, Rinpoche also mentions that there in the land of snow, the texts on logic and epistemology were not considered very important, but he studied the 7 treatises and of the Master Dharmakirti and Master Dignaga's text on logic and epistemology, and he found it very important to study them. So, following Rinpoche's vision, the study of the 5 canonical texts were established in the monastic institutions. So these are very important to study. But with regard to the chapter on cosmology in Abhidhamma Koshakarika by Vasubandhu, as it is mentioned in Madhyamaka by Master Chandrakirti, says in his Madhyamaka Avatara, these texts written by Master Vasubandhu cannot be taken literally, of course. And so so we have the study of collected topics, the logic primer text, and then study of mind and mental factors, or mind and awareness, and then the study of logic. Concerning myself, I use the these texts written on these topics, written by Prabhu Chokchampa Gyatso, who was the 13th Dalai Lama's tutor, and it was written for the 13th Dalai Lama by him. And in exile here in India, we have the great monastic centers of learning, like Sera Depung Gadin, Tashilimbu, and so forth, and where we have the study of these canonical texts. And so we are, as I say, usually proudly say that we are the custodians of the Nalanda, the glorious Nalanda tradition. So if we were to find people who study the great treatises of the Nalanda tradition, we would find these centers of learning as the main centers for the study, and you have done, so far you have done very well, and I wish to urge you to continue to do so. And then, as I said before, whatever you study, you should integrate them within yourself in practice, and without and abandoning, and you should abandon the 8 worldly concerns, as Rinpoche had done. And so, please do your best. And so, Drepung, Sera, Gandhin, and then the monasteries in the Khmer and Amdo regions, such as Sershul Monastery as well. When they have Jangunche, they also have the gathering and participation from Sakya and Kagyu and Nyingma scholars as well inside Tibet, and so which is very good. And so we need to be able to share our knowledge with others as well. And so, without making discrimination, us and them, between us and them. And so it is very important to have the study of these classic texts. treatises, wherever they exist. So first we'll go through in praise of dependent origination, which is a praise to the Buddha, a very a praise or which is full of blessings. Rinpoche himself says, so verse number 53 says, following such a teacher and having become a renunciant, having studied the conqueror's words and not so poorly, and so forth. And so, Rinpoche was someone who studied the Dharma through logic and reasoning. And when you gain, and then he says, this monk who strives in the yogic practices, such is the depth of his reverence to the great sage, seer. So he studied through logic and gained conviction and ascertainment in the teaching. And so of course, there are the teachings on Vinaya and others, but the profound teachings are those found in the Perfection of Wisdom Sutras. So amongst the Buddhists in general, there are very few who do study these texts. So for example, in China and Japan, they do recite the Heart Sutra. So I know a Japanese abbot who is a very good friend of mine, and he frankly told me that all of us in Japan and China do recite the Heart Sutra, but we don't know the meaning of it. So he said that he appreciated my explanation of the Heart Sutra, which is very helpful. And so the Prajnaparamita texts are very important. So regarding the commentary, we have the Madhyamaka texts, which comment on this, and then there is the ornament for clear realization by Maitreya, which shows the general structure of the path shown in it. So first it says Namo Guru Manju Goshaya, and then the two salutation verses of Madhyamaka Karika, and then it begins by saying, he who speaks on the basis of seeing, this makes him a knower and teacher and exalt. I bow to you, O conqueror, you who saw dependent origination and taught it. And then the next verse regarding that, beginning with the teaching on the Four Noble Truths, the Buddha also taught the 12 links of dependent origination, showing how we enter into this cycle of existence, and then having eliminated our ignorance, overcoming our ignorance, how we can eliminate or overcome the rest of the links in the 12, and which shows how we exit the cycle of existence. And so when the Buddha, right after his enlightenment, he recited or he uttered this verse where he says this profound, peaceful, free from elaborations and unconditioned luminosity and so forth, which I have discovered if I were to teach others, nobody will understand it, therefore I shall remain silent in the forest. So he mainly referred to this teaching on emptiness. And so wherever degenerations there are in the world, the root of all these is ignorance. You taught that it is dependent origination, the seeing of which will undo this ignorance. So how can an intelligent person not comprehend that this path of dependent origination is the essential point of your teaching? This being so, who will find, O Savior, a more wonderful way to praise you than to praise you for having taught this origination through dependence? And then the next verse, verse number 6. So with regards to the Chittamatras, they say that things have objective independent existence. And so it says here, by grasping at it, the childish strengthen bondage to its extreme views. So whereas dependent origination is used to prove that things have no intrinsic existence, the same reason is used to say that things have intrinsic existence. For the wise, this very fact is the doorway to cut free from the net of elaborations. Since the teaching is not seen elsewhere, you alone are the teacher. Like calling a fox a lion for a tirthika, it would be a word of flattery. Wondrous teacher, wondrous refuge, wondrous speaker, wondrous savior. I hope pay homage to the teacher who taught well dependent origination. And then verse number 10. So when you use the dependent origination as a reason to prove that things have no intrinsic existence, it becomes a reason that contradicts fact for the Chittamatras and the realists. Whereas for the non-Buddhists, it becomes a reason that is unestablished. Therefore it says, so this way of dependent origination, those who perceive it as contradictory or unestablished, how can they comprehend your system? In verse number 11, 12, 13. (14) So if things were to have intrinsic existence, then there cannot be any change that we can make. So verse number 19. So here, Chone Lama Rinpoche makes it very clear that dependence does not abandon that of the the reality of things, and arising or origination. By origination, the worldly convention is not abandoned. We accord with the worldly conventions. And therefore, this reason of dependent origination is like the king of reasonings. So, in this world, with regard to philosophical views, India has the oldest tradition. So, in India, there were the philosophical schools which says that there is a separate self from the five psychophysical aggregates. So verse number 28, 29. So with regard to when you are able to understand the meaning of dependent origination to be dependent, emptiness to be dependent origination, then it says, why is this so? Because by declaring these chances of reification and degeneration or denigration towards things seen and unseen are made most remote. So when you understand the meaning of the teaching, perfection of wisdom teachings, then you'll be able to gain certainty in the teachings of the Buddha, which teach the very hidden or extremely hidden meanings. So therefore it says in verse number 30, through this very path of divine origination, the rationale for your speech being peerless, convictions arise in me also that your other words are valid too. And then verse number 31, 32, 33. 36, then 37, 38. All that you have taught proceeds by way of dependent origination. That too is done for the sake of nirvana. You have known deeds that do not bring peace. Verse number 39. So because the teaching of the Buddha is based on reason, it says if it overcomes all opposing challenges, it's free from contradictions between earlier and later parts. It grants fulfillment of being's two aims, which are the temporary and the ultimate goals. For this system, my joy increases evermore. For its sake, you have given away again and again over countless eons, sometimes your body, at others your life, as well as your living kin and the sources of wealth. And then when you see these teachings of the Buddha, seeing the qualities of this teaching pulls hard from your heart. Just like what a hook does to a fish. Sad it is not to have heard it from you. The intensity of that sorrow does not let go of my mind. Just like the mind of a mother constantly goes after her child, dear child. And regarding the teaching of the Buddha, even today, we have these teachings such as the Vinaya and then the Abhidharma and so forth. Here too, as I reflect on your words, I think blazing with the glory of noble marks and hallowed in a net of light rays, this teacher in a voice of pristine melody spoke thus in such a way, the instant such a reflection of sage's form appears in my mind, it soothes me, just as the moon rays heal fever's pain. Then regarding the philosophical schools such as Vaibhashikas, Sotantikas, and so forth, and particularly Chittamatras and Madhyamakas, and within Madhyamakas, those who assert that things have objective existence, and those who reject any and all objective existence in things. For them, this latter one, this excellent system, most marvelous. Some individuals who are not so learned, having entangled in confusion, just like the entangled Vavasa grass, Seeing this situation, I strove with a multitude of efforts to follow after the learned ones and sought your intention again and again. At such times as I studied the numerous works of both our own Middle Way and others' schools, my mind became tormented ever more constantly by a network of doubts. The night lily grove of Nagarjuna. So we don't have to talk about how great Master Nagarjuna is through some historical account about his life, but we have his writings, such as the six texts of reasoning, and particularly the Madhyamaka Karika. And then when we study these texts based through the lens of Master Chandrakirti's Madhyamaka Avatara and others, we find how great Master Nagarjuna is. So it says that Night Lily Grove of Nagarjuna's treatises. So these treatises, the commentary to them, the thorough commentary to them were written by Master Chandrakirti. So Nagarjuna, whom you prophesied, would unravel your unexalted vehicle as it is, shunning extremes of existence and non-existence. May the teaching of this beneficent one till world's end be unshaken by the winds of evil thoughts. May it always be filled with those who find conviction in the teacher by understanding the teaching's true nature. May I never falter, even for an instant, to uphold the excellent way of the sage. And so, in verse number 50, so illuminated by the garlands of white light of Chandra, Chandra's well-uttered insights, Chandra, whose stainless wisdom orb is full, who glides freely across the scriptures. So I usually tell people that I'm from the same native land as Tsongkhapa himself. So we were born in the same region, and then regarding myself, I moved from my native land in Amdo to the central Tibet, and then studied the Master Tsongkhapa's writings through the teachings of my tutors. And so, as verse number 53 says, following such a teacher and having become a renunciate, having studied the conqueror's words not too poorly, this monk who strives in the yogic practices, such is the depth of his reverence to the great sage. And then verse number 55 says, may the teaching of the beneficent till world's end be unshaken by the winds of evil thoughts. And particularly it says, may it always be filled with those who find conviction in the teacher by understanding the teaching's true nature. And so to understand the true nature of the teaching, we need to understand the two aspects of the path, the extensive practice or the conduct and the vast, profound view. And so may I never falter, even for an instant, to uphold the excellent way of the sage, which illuminate the principle of dependent origination through my birth, through all my births, even giving away my body and life. May I spend day and night carefully reflecting by what means can I enhance this teaching achieved by the Supreme Savior through the strenuous effort over countless eons. And then final verse. So this is praise to the Buddha for teaching dependent rising. Buddha himself has said, monks and scholars, just as gold is tested by burning, rubbing, and cutting, likewise you should examine thoroughly my teaching and accept it, not because you have faith in me, And so he emphasized, the Buddha himself emphasized reasoning over faith. And so with this we are done with the teaching on dependent origination, praise in praise of dependent origination. So when it comes to practice the teaching, Master Adisha mentions the three beings of three capacities, beginning with those with small capacity, as it is said in the prayer of Maitreya. Bodhichitta averts birth into the lower realms. It leads you to the higher realms and to the deathless state. And so the George Adisha has written the texts for the three beings of three scopes. So with regard to this practice, your body is created from the billion or the 10 million perfect factors of goodness. Your speech satisfies the yearnings of countless sentient beings. So your mind perceives all objects of knowledge exactly as they are. I bow my head to you, O chief of the Shakyas. You are the most excellent. So verse number 2, 3, done. Verse number 4 also done, and verse number 5. And verse number 5 says, you are the eyes to see the myriad collection of scriptures. So this shows the greatness of the teaching itself. This verse, you are the fortunate ones, traveling to freedom, you illuminate the excellent. To the fortunate ones traveling to freedom, you illuminate the excellent path. So verse number 7 says, since it fulfills all the wishes of beings without exception, it is the King of Kings among the quintessential instructions. And then verse number 8, done. Verse number 9 and 10 shows. Verse number 11 shows that of the verse number 11 shows the reliance on teacher. So a teacher must be someone who is well learned, and then practicing the teaching. So someone who is learned as well as practitioner. Verse number 15, done. The purpose of our study and practice of teachings is not only to overcome the mental afflictions, kleshas, but also the stains, the residual stains left by them, which is obscuration to knowledge. And so the Master, the Jantakirti says, the root of all these paths leading to the final Buddhahood is that of compassion. So, in order to practice the complete path leading to that, verse number 18 says, So since it is especially essential to purify negative karmas, we must ensure to cherish the constant application of the four powers. I, yogi, have practiced in this way. You who aspire to liberation too should do likewise. If we do not strive in contemplating the defects of the truth of suffering, the genuine aspiration for liberation does not arise in us. If we do not contemplate the causal process of the origin of suffering, we will fail to understand how to cut the root of cyclic existence. So it is vital to seek the renunciation of disenchantment with existence, and so forth. And then with regard to verse number 21, generating the mind is the central axis. So with regard to this, there are two systems, which is the sevenfold system of cause and effect instruction, and then the exchanging in self and others. And so with regard to the later system, the master Chandideva's Guide to the Bodhisattva Way of Life is the most excellent text for that. So in the past, the teaching on this text has somehow declined in the central part of Tibet, and whereas it was still extant in the eastern part of Tibet. So I received a teaching on it from Kundalama Lama Rinpoche. Then from verse number 23 down, the 6 perfections. So verse number 23, 24, 25, 26, and then 27. Forbearance is the supreme ornament for those who have power. So the chapter 6 of the Guide to the Bodhisattva Way of Life is a powerful teaching on the practice of tolerance, of forbearance. It's the greatest fortitude against the agonies of afflictions, against its enemy, the snake of hatred. It is a Garuda cruising in the sky. Against the weapon of harsh words, it's a strong armor. Knowing that, we should habituate ourselves with the armor of excellence. Forbearance by all possible means. I, yogi, practice in this manner. You who aspire to liberation should do likewise. And then next comes the practice of effort. And then verse number 31, that of the perfection of concentration. And then verse with regard to the wisdom, there are the wisdom understanding the conventional subjects and then the profound meaning. And so the writings of Master Kirti are very powerful. So verse number 33 shows that of the wisdom. And it says, in a mere one-pointed concentration, verse number 35, I fail to see the potency to cut the root of cyclic existence. Yet with wisdom devoid of paths of tranquil abiding, no matter how much you may probe, the afflictions will not be overcome. So, this wisdom decisively penetrating the true mode of being, verse number 36. The learned one settled it's astride the horse of unwavering, calm abiding. So, without single-pointed concentration, you are left the stranded to gain this special insight into the true nature of things, emptiness. So I do aspire to that of liberation.
지시고배 띵진 루버는 매버지스 취시셔봐요. 소소도고 연인루로 여면 신도 때문에 내가 띵진 깨버려 돈에 신랑이 손주로서 야세노. 내정자 산지. 냐샤난 것도 동의도 저도 유모도 동번이 미지 식니. 어다 낭점 어다디 어다 되게 고도 배시입니다. 가서 저기. 가서 되게 보시디. 이번 가인다. 가서 다녀도
So as I quoted Master Chandrakirti earlier, verses 34 down, where Chandrakirti says, so when you use the reasonings of fivefold reasoning or the sevenfold reasoning, analyzing the chariot and so forth, nothing whatever can be found to have this and that identity. So Master Chandrakirti says, without doing any analysis, we can still posit the conventionalities of things based on their constituent parts. So of course nothing, if you do analyze how things exist and try to find them within their parts, you will not find anything. So nothing whatever can be found to have any objective in existence. So this is the text which teaches the stages of the path in the form of a prayer. This brief presentation of the practice of the stages of the path to enlightenment, written in the format of a memorandum, was composed by the well-read monk, the renunciate monk, Dharamsala at the great mountain retreat of St. Garden number Gevaling. So Rinpoche was requested by Tsaku Mbonga Wantakpa to give a teaching which summarizes all the essential points. And Rinpoche gave the teaching on the three principal aspects of the path. So Rinpoche writes in a short letter, which is amongst his scattered writings, where he says that if you practice these three principal aspects of the path, just as I've taught, you will, when I become enlightened, I'll share give the first share of my teaching, the nectar of teaching, to you.
Sila kamba ija lujeno kuni shishu tomo ngenju zel. Tenjo nyega, ta tomo ngenju
So first it goes through the reason why we should cultivate renunciation. So with regard to cultivating renunciation, I usually find the verse number 7 and 8 to be more powerful than what the text itself gives explicitly. And so with regard to that verse, it says, driven by the four powerful currents, which are the birth, sickness, aging, and death. And then being tightly bound by the karma, which is hard to undo. And then we are engaged in the iron cage of grasping at self. And enshrouded in the darkness of ignorance. So because of these three, we are bound in the samsara, which is limitless. And so this verse is very powerful for. And then next comes the reason for developing the correct view. So having thought about the infallibility of karma and its effects, you come to see what the causes are and what the result is. And so it's, as Madhyamaka says, so these four logical absurdities that are pointed out in Madhyamaka verses 34 to 36, which says that the Arya, if things were to have any objective independent existence, then these four absurdities would fall on oneself, that an Arya being's meditative equipoise would be destroyer of entities, and that the conventional truth would withstand analysis of reasoning, ultimate reasoning, and that the ultimate production cannot be denied, and then that the Buddha's teaching phenomena are absent of self-nature would not hold true. So with regards to dependent origination and emptiness, they must complement each other. So when you understand that things are empty, what that actually implies to you also is that things are dependently originated. And when you understand that things are dependently originated, that things cannot have any objective independent existence. And so, from Jonne Lama Rinpoche's Pelmar Töpa, which is to say the interwoven commentary on the praise of the dependent origination, it says, by dependence, we do not abandon or reject that of the reality of things, the ultimate reality, and by arising, we conform to the worldly way of things with the world. So when you say that things do not exist the way they appear to us, nihilism is. So by mere appearance, we reject or the extreme of existence is rejected. So things can still be asserted to exist by way of designation. And so nothing whatever has any objective existence. So emptiness does away with the extreme of nihilism, and appearance does away with the extreme of existence or permanence. And then the final verse. So this teaching on the three principal aspects of the path was given by Master Tsongkhapa personally to Saku Wambong Awantakpa, but indirectly he had given this teaching to all his followers. And so by the term my son or my child, we are all included in it. And therefore, it says we need to practice these three principles. And then there are the slightly extensive Lamrim, the stages of the path to enlightenment, which is the intermediate volume of the stages of the path written by Master Tsongkhapa, and then the great treatise on the stages of the path, which is the extensive one. So sometimes I find the auto-commentary by Master Chandrakirti himself on Madhyamaka Avatara to be more powerful than Jirimbuchi's elucidation of the intent. To gain the understanding. So as I said earlier, Master Chandrakirti seems to have quite a sharp tongue when he objects to the masters like Vajrabandhu and so forth.
람조.
So with this, we are done with the
대기하는 공부 쉬우는 시대.
teachings.
생기사디 쉬우지가 자치모르도와 삼바상구치야디.
And with regard to Bodhichitta, it is very it's an amazing thing to generate bodhicitta. So to fulfill one's own goal, if you practice bodhicitta, it will help you to have peace of mind. And with that, you will have good physical health as well. So though we are bound in samsara, which is in the nature of suffering, which is propelled by those of the mental afflictions and karma, yet, despite the situation that we are in, so in the Bodhisattva Charyavatara, it says that unless one is able to exchange one's own joy and happiness with the suffering of others, leave alone reaching Buddhahood, we will not even be happy even in samsara. And then in Ratnavali, chapter 5, towards the end of the last 3 verses from the 20 verses that are recommended to be recited, it talks about that of bodhicitta. So though we are bound in samsara, we are in the nature of suffering, so Master Shantideva says, though we are bound in samsara, we have this aggregates which are the results of our mental afflictions. And bound in this samsara, with bodhicitta, we would be able to serve others, not only in this life, but life after life. So I make this prayer, as long as space endures, as long as sentient beings remain, may I too abide to dispel the miseries of transmigrating beings. So I thought of doing a Bodhichitta ceremony here. We will not have the verses or anything, or repetition of verses or anything, but imagine the Buddha, our teacher, and then masters like Nagarjuna and other 17 Nalanda masters, the scholar adepts, and the close disciples of the Buddha who are in the form of deities, such as Manjushri and Maitreya. And as Tsongkhapa mentions, there's a follower of the Buddha So think of being the followers of masters, Nagarjuna, and so forth. Sometimes I feel that perhaps I was in the last rows of his disciples when he was alive. So thanks to all those past Tibetan kings, ministers, lots, the bodhisattvas, and so forth, and think of their kindness, and also make the determination that you will do your best to follow in their footsteps. Please repeat these lines. I seek refuge in the three jewels. These are the lines for Bodhichitta. So even if you wish to fulfill your own goals, you should meditate and cultivate bodhicitta. If you wish to help others, you should meditate and cultivate bodhicitta. So cultivating bodhicitta will gather all the fulfillments, the temporary as well as the ultimate. Please repeat. I seek refuge in the three jewels. I confess each and every misdeeds. Individually, I rejoice in the virtuous deeds of all beings. I take to my heart Buddha's enlightenment. To the Buddha, Dharma, and highest assembly, I seek refuge until I reach enlightenment. To fulfill the interests of oneself and others, I generate the mind for awakening. Having developed the mind for highest awakening, I shall invite all sentient beings as my guests. I shall engage in the delightful, sublime, enlightened contacts. May I attain Buddhahood to benefit all sentient beings. And then, at the end of the third chapter, Bodhisattva Charyavatara says, today I call upon all beings as guests for the ultimate goal, the perfect, in front of the protector. I call upon them to the feast of enlightenment, and in the meantime to the pleasures and may the gods, demigods, and so forth be joyous. And so we do not need to think of shooing away the so-called evil beings and so forth. Everyone, we need to embrace them. And so, as so have the firm determination from the depths of your heart to cultivate bodhicitta. I seek refuge in the three jewels. I confess each and every misdeed. I rejoice in the virtuous deeds of all beings. I take to my heart Buddha's enlightenment. To the Buddha, Dharma, and highest assembly, I seek refuge until I reach enlightenment. To fulfill the interests of oneself and others, I generate the mind for awakening. Having developed the mind for highest awakening, I shall invite all sentient beings as my guests. I shall engage in the delightful, sublime, enlightened contacts. May I attain Buddhahood to benefit all sentient beings. So this bodhicitta, which is the essence of the teaching of the Buddha, you determine to cultivate it. Of course, in the sixth session, Guru Yoga also, there we do this generation of bodhicitta. In other words, in day and night, we should meditate on or reflect on bodhicitta. And based on different texts, such as the three principal aspects of the path. And so these texts written by Master Tsongkhapa. So we should combine study, reflection, and meditation without divorcing one from the others. Just like Rinpoche himself, Tsongkhapa himself had done. And so I, being someone who came from the same native land as Tsongkhapa himself, wish to advise you to do the same. And I do follow in his footsteps without divorcing study, reflection, and meditation from one another. And so on this death anniversary, commemoration of the death anniversary of Tsongkhapa, make this pledge from the depths of your heart to do that. You will do your best to practice the Dharma as taught by Tsongkhapa. So make your pledge from the depths of your heart to do this. So today is the Ganden Ngamchu, the death anniversary of Tsongkhapa. As followers of Tsongkhapa, study his writings and integrate them, whatever you have studied in your practice. So that's all, and do your best. This is dedication prayer. So this last prayer is the prayer for the flourishing of Tsongkhapa's teaching. So I, on behalf of the Mongolian people and others, would like to thank Your Holiness for giving us teachings during this pandemic. So his question. So we have a question and answer session here. The question is about how to identify the object to be negated according to the Savatantrika Madhyamakas and the Prasangika Madhyamakas. As Madhyamaka Avatara says in verse number 34, that these four logical absurdities that would befall one who asserts any objective independent existence. So these four are very powerful reasons to counter this assertion. And so towards the end of the essence of true eloquence, you'll find these 4 points clearly. And so read that. So the unique explanation of Master the master Nagarjuna's philosophical assertion by Chandrakirti is very powerful. So with due respect, may I ask my question? So how do we see the contradiction between the things having intrinsic existence and their dependent origination? So as Belmar Thurpa says, and Johnny Lama Rinpoche says, dependence shows dependence. By dependence, the reality of how things are is not abandoned, not rejected, and by origination, conforming to the world is shown. And therefore, dependent origination is the authoritative word, which is like the king of reasoning. And Tsongkhapa says, so in Tsongkhapa's In Praise of Dependent Origination, verse number 19 says, it is through the reason of dependent origination that one does not lean towards an extreme. That you have declared this excellently is the reason, O Savior, of your being an unexcelled teacher, speaker. And so this is made clear by Johnny Lama Rinpoche's verse. So, Ngodup Chonye, one of my assistants, debate assistants, a Mongolian master, was the one who had a special role in piquing interest in Madhyamaka philosophical view within me. So Ngodup Chonye used to say that he had difficulty understanding this verse, number 19, in praise of dependent origination. But when I came across this verse from the Johnny Lama Rinpoche, I didn't find it too difficult to understand this verse from Tsongkhapa's text. So as Ngodup Chonye had told me that this is very difficult to fathom for him, the verse number 19 from in praise of dependent origination, I actually had kept that in mind, and I reflected on. So I've I wish to make a request to Your Holiness with due respect. So I get dreams where I'm being asked to make a prayer for the long life of Your Holiness. So I wish to make this request to live long, Your Holiness to live long, and give us teachings on the profound and the vast aspects of Dharma. So I saw some pictures from Tibet, And when I see their devotion to me, so therefore I feel that I am like the soul of the Tibetan people, and I feel the urge to live very long, because Tibetan people consider me as their hope and trust in me. In the past, when we came into exile, Tibetan Buddhism was not very well known, but since we came into exile, I feel that I have made some contribution, quite a bit of contribution to the world from our tradition and the teaching of the Buddha. His Holiness is asking about a Khampa Lama. The Katok Gyetse, one of the Katok Gyetse Panditas, who lived during the 7th Dalai Lama's time. So he was a great scholar as well. So the previous Katok Gyetse, who just died recently, had told me that the Katok Gyetse who lived during the 7th Dalai Lama's time had prophesied that I will live for 113 years. And so, because of the trust and the hope that the Tibetans inside Tibet have in me for the Tibetan cause, Tibetan tradition of the Dharma and culture, I also make my prayers to live long, and so you also do. So we are all doing our best. So I feel that I may live for 110 years. Oh, lost the... What happened? I lost. His Holiness's voice.
小来是